The U.S. commander of NATO has suggested that the Russian military, as well as its proxies in East Ukraine, may be taking advantage of a recent lull in fighting in the region to prepare for a fresh new military offensive.
These preparations are consistent with the possibility of an offensive. And that is what we have seen through several of the previous pauses in eastern Ukraine. What we saw is a pattern of resupply, training, what we call refurb and refit, getting set for any future actions. And we have seen that happen during this lull in fighting, this ceasefire since 12 February agreement. So we can't know what Mr. Putin has in mind. We can see what he has done in the past and what he has done during this pause, and that does concern me.
The situation in East Ukraine remains tense as more ceasefire violations have been recorded by the Ukrainian military. Ukraine reports that the Russian-backed militants are using weapons of 100mm caliber and over. Those weapons were supposed to be pulled back as part of a peace deal between the two sides, signed in February. The OSCE monitoring mission in East Ukraine has issued a warning in recent days of an increase in violence, including intense shelling near Shirokine, which is outside the port city of Mariupol. Mariupol is the largest government-held city in Ukraine's southeastern region. General Breedlove said that he could not predict Moscow's next move, but warned about Russia's ongoing actions.
We cannot fully be certain what Russia will do next, and we cannot fully grasp Putin's intent. What we can and are doing is learning from his actions. And what we see suggests growing Russian capabilities, significant military modernization, and ambitious strategic intent. We also know that Putin only responds to strength and seeks opportunities in weakness.
The NATO commander also said that the U.S. must carefully consider the option of providing lethal weapons to help Ukraine fight the Russian-backed insurgents, but stressed that a political solution is ultimately what is needed.
Russia is blatantly attempting to change the rules and principles that have been the foundation of European security for decades. The challenge posed by a resurgent Russia is global, not regional, and enduring, not temporary. The situation on the ground in eastern Ukraine is volatile and fragile, and we remain convinced the best way to bring the conflict to an acceptable, lasting solution is through a political settlement, one that respects state sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Breedlove's comments came after the U.S. House Armed Service Committee approved an allocation of $200 million for providing, quote, lethal weapons of a defensive nature to the Ukrainian government. The move came as part of a $612 billion defense budget proposal for the fiscal year 2016. The bill now awaits a full House vote. The administration of U.S. President Barack Obama has so far resisted calls from both Republicans and Democrats to provide lethal weapons to Ukraine. Critics believe any move to provide arms could lead to an escalation in the conflict with Kremlin-backed militants in East Ukraine and intensify the standoff between Russia and the West.